Hello students, welcome to your English class. Hope you all are well and safe. Now, I just want to know how many of you like singing or playing an instrument? Like there are so many people who likes listening to music, isn't it? So are you one of them? Well, if I have to say, then I just love listening to music. It really rejuvenates me whenever I feel low. You can say it gives me happiness and joy. Now, do you like music? Well, if you like music, then what is the role of music in your life? Like whether it's helpful? If yes, then how? Do let me know, okay? Alright. So today we are going to start a new chapter, and it's completely based on music, like how powerful it is and how it can heal someone. The name of the chapter is The Sound of Music from the book Beehive of class 9. This chapter is divided into two parts, which focuses on two musicians, Evelyn Glennie in the first part and Ustad Bismillah Khan in the second part. But today we will be discussing the first part, that is about Evelyn Glennie. The title. The title of this part is Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Say students, the title itself is so interesting, right? Here in this chapter, the author says Evelyn Glennie listened to sound without actually hearing it. I know you all are just wondering, right? Like, how can someone listen to sound when they can't even hear it? Isn't it? So, this is what we will study today. How she was able to listen to sound although she was unable to hear. Okay? Alright. Now, this chapter is written by Deborah Cowley. Now, before getting to know more about the topic, let's just see a brief about the author. So, Deborah Cowley was born in India and she went to Toronto where she worked as a freelance writer, and she was also a broadcaster. She has taken Evelyn's interview, and this chapter is all based on that interview. Whatever Evelyn said in that particular interview. Done? Okay, now let's start with the before you part of this before you part of the chapter. Okay, that is, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Now, this means although she is not able to hear like us, like normal people, because God has taken this capability from her, right? But in return, what God has given her is something which is very extraordinary. That is, the sound which we can hear, Evelyn can feel it. She understands and can feel the music deeply, and this is the reason she can express music so beautifully. Like, she has worked really hard. She has given her 100%, and maybe this is the reason that today we are going to study about her. Okay, then let's begin the chapter, where I will be explaining the chapter briefly. Mm, I have also added headlines for all the paragraphs, which means you will get to know certain things about Evelyn from the paragraph, like whatever is written on the headlines. Okay, so everyone kindly concentrate on the video and read the chapter thoroughly. Only then you will understand it in a better way. Okay, then let's start. See, the first headline is The Young Girl Evelyn at Royal Academy of Music. Means you will get to know this about a young girl Evelyn at Royal Academy of Music in this particular paragraph. Clear? Okay, so the first part of this chapter begins with a girl who was younger than 17 years. She was very nervous and excited as it was her first day at the Royal Academy of Music in London. She was from Scotland, and students, do you know, she was facing a huge challenge more than us in her life. Why? Yes, because she was deaf. Yes, you heard it right. She was deaf. Now, the second one, Evelyn's loss of hearing. Now, what this paragraph says, Evelyn's loss of hearing was not sudden. Like, she didn't become deaf instantly within a day. Rather, it was a gradual process. Well, Evelyn wanted to become a musician since her childhood. At a very young age, she started learning piano. Once it happened that she was waiting to play the piano. The teacher called her name several times, but she didn't respond. Why? Because she didn't hear it. Then, at that time, her mother realized that she was facing some kind of problem in hearing. At that time, she was just 8 years old. She tried to hide her truth, I mean, her situation from friends and teachers because maybe, obviously, she was just a child, right? Maybe she thought that if her friends would come to know, then they would laugh at her or bully her. So she tried to hide her situation, but she couldn't hide it for a very long time. By the time she was 11, her marks started getting worse, and the headmistress asked her parents to take her to a specialist. It was then confirmed that she couldn't hear completely. Her parents consulted with many doctors, and all of them said the same thing, that Evelyn won't be able to hear again. They also advised like she should be fitted with some hearing aids, and she should be sent to different school, as they thought that she won't be able to adjust with normal children. Done? All right. And here, now let's proceed to the next paragraph. Okay, so how Evelyn hears. Here you will get to know how Evelyn started hearing. Evelyn did not give up and lose hope. She was determined to lead a normal life. So she continued to study in the same school. Evelyn always wanted to become a musician. So, and one day, what happened is, uh, she saw a girl playing xylophone in her school. She also wanted to play it. And so, what she did is she expressed the desire of learning it in front of her teachers. But all the teachers discouraged her. Maybe they thought Evelyn can't even hear, then how could she learn and play the music? But there was a teacher among them. He was percussionist Ron Forbes, who recognized her talent and potential. And so he decided to provide her training. He told Evelyn that it's completely okay if you can't hear. Like, it's completely okay if you can't hear music, just try to feel it. Then, from that moment itself, Evelyn could sense that she was able to feel the higher notes of music from the upper part of her body and lower notes from the lower part of her body. She repeated the process several times, and then she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. Then she realized that she couldn't hear the music, but she could sense the different vibrations. Clear? All right. Now, Evelyn's height of success. Once Evelyn overcame her problem, she never looked back. Like, there was no looking back for Evelyn. She started practicing hard. She began her career in music. When she was just 16 years old, she got admission in the Royal Academy of Music, and that too by scoring the highest marks in the history of the academy. And by the end of her course, she had already received many awards. Okay, now world's most wanted multi-percussionist. See, Evelyn was never proud of her achievements. In fact, she said, if one knows one's goal, then one can definitely get it. She became the world's most wanted multi-percussionist who had mastery in over 1,000 instruments. Clear? Alright, now next is Evelyn's other talents. So now, what this paragraph says, Evelyn could function with so much ease even without hearing. She was able to speak fluently with a Scottish lilt. She also learnt French and mastered basic Japanese. Done. So this was all in this paragraph. Now the next one, Evelyn's hearing the music. Like this paragraph says how she hears the music. Evelyn said that music pours through every part of her body. When she played the xylophone, she could sense the passing of sound in her fingertips. She felt the beat of the drums by leaning on them. She removed her shoes on a wooden platform to feel the vibrations in her body. Clear? Alright, now we will see God has blessed Evelyn. So, what this paragraph says, Evelyn started getting many prizes and awards. In 1991, she was awarded the most famous award of the Royal Philharmonic Society, and that is the Soloist of the Year award. So this is what in this paragraph. Now next one, now let's have a look to the paragraph which says Evelyn and inspiration. So Evelyn confessed that she worked harder than a workaholic, and she performed at many concerts. She also gave free concerts in prisons and hospitals. Despite being busy, she used to spare some time for the young musician. She used to give importance to classes for young musicians. She became an inspiration to everyone, especially to the people who are deaf. Clear, right? Okay, now let's study the last paragraph. Well, this says Evelyn a source of pleasure. Evelyn had brought percussion to the front of the orchestra. She was an inspiration mainly to the people who are differently abled. When they saw her, they were motivated so much to fulfill their dreams like Evelyn did. In short, we can say that she had given great pleasure to millions of people. Clear? Alright, so that was all about Evelyn and her struggle. Now, what we learn from the story? Yes, it's that we can acquire success in whatever conditions we are in. Many of us are in healthy forms, but we are always lazy to do things. Like just finding excuses every time, isn't it? Yes, right? So, we learn from the chapter that we should focus on our goal and be determined like Evelyn. Also, we should be thankful to God for whatever we are and for whatever we have today. So, yeah, that's all for today. Go through the video nicely and note down the difficult words with their meanings. See you all in my next video. Till then, stay safe and take care. Thank you.